Welcome to Game 2 of the 2026 Chinese Tournament. Just to briefly summarize the rules that we went over in Game 1, Zerg will be aiming to acquire points, getting 1 point for each survivor killed, while the survivors work together to deny as many points as possible from the Zerg. Along with that, we must pick a different class than any we've previously played. In today's game, we'll be playing Sergeant Hammer and aiming to control a small portion of the map, forcing the Zerg to send their heroes to travel all the way away from my allies if they want to contest my eco, while we work towards our powerful late game. So in this game, we were gonna go for DJ. DJ is a pretty solid class for me. I know the Chinese think Hammer's super OP. I think it's strong, of course, but I feel like it also depends on the team, the situation. But they do request I play Hammer, and I'm happy to do that. Especially because we have another Hammer. So like the rules state, you can't pick the same class as someone on your team, but you can pick a same class as someone on the other team. So we've got I think it's Team C, Hammer player over here, I'm Team A, so we can both pick Hammer. One of the really nice things about classes where you need to focus on shutting down their eco, and it can be especially hard to do with Hammer because he's got 2 heroes, so you really need to also focus on where his heroes are. If there are multiple people on the same class in the game, like Sergeant Hammer, it's actually very hard to track them. Since most high level players are going to play with team colors, as we see on our mini-map, everyone except me is green. Once the Zerg spawns, we'll see them as yellow. Much easier to track enemies and allies, harder to focus down specific players, which is fine. It's not really the goal of most people at high level, but it does mean in cases like this, it can be harder to try and shut down one of the hammers, or both of the hammers rather. And we're also setting up a bit of a situation where potentially, because Hammer's a really good class at eco scaling and snowballing, it's also a good class at defending eco unless the hunter comes. We're trying to sort out a situation where I'm on Hammer, I go top mid, very defensible spot here. We see it's one entrance, and we're communicating with our teammate, our other Hammer here, where he could go bot side and do the same thing. We agree to it, so I'm going to really hard focus on ecoing up in this one spot, not so much trying to hide around the map. I'll leave that to my team. My goal this game is going to be snowballing and working towards being the, not really win condition, but in-game, or like a carry in a base, or having a really strong push while our team kind of holds us up to get to that point. So it's certainly on us this game to perform well, to really put on some power, assuming we get our eco off, of course. I mean, if Kerrigan just keeps walking to us, that's a different story, but it's a high level game. They can't really afford to do that, which is what makes this a pretty solid strategy, sitting on your own eco in a pre-made. We're trying to harass creep a little bit here. No creep on this left side. Hammer's a great creep harasser just because he has a lot of health, pretty solid vision, solid range, decent damage. We see the bot side Hammer, he's getting some creep tumors killed. Left side, there's no tumors. I mean, I'm not killing creep tumors, but what's there to complain about, right? They don't have any down. So yeah, we're not defending this eco currently. Salvage at, 220 minerals, get our factory done, remake another barracks, salvage at 330, get another factory done. Then we'll just mass factories with tech labs. But we're not defending the eco currently. We will eventually, once it's worth defending. For now, I mean, I can't just sit on my eco, right? I won't get gas. And we want to pressure mid a little bit, and we want to make it so they can't just spend all their APM. Good back off from me there, have to say. We do see Kerrigan coming in. I don't want to have to burst my blink, so we back off there. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we want to pressure Zerg. Don't let them just free control the map, free patrol everything, you know? We see the sling ball heading up towards our allies' pools. That's a lot of pools, by the way, for a Stukov. Usually I start 3 or 4. 6 is a lot, but not necessarily wrong. I'm just surprised. I'm not like a super avid Stukov player, so I don't know. I do have to salvage that because I don't know if that ling's controlled. It could just be a random ling. And I think we find it to be, because of the way the structure is, basically lings that kind of get pathed into that low ground area. We can just place 2 factories there, so we're in a great spot. Do run all the way through a wall. Now they do see it as well, so they start sending stuff, but now we're back here to defend it, so it's okay. We also have a Scion here, which is great. Now it's not like I can defend against stray lings, but if they send a big ling ball, well, I have to salvage and then try and rebuild here. I'm also setting up vision in here just to check in case they had a stray ling in there. I don't want to have to be fucking around losing eco, losing factories, having to lift them up. So yeah, as we see here, they could send a big ling ball. I'd have to just salvage and then remake. Not when a Scion's here. Scion can completely deny the ling balls. Means I can also move out a little bit. I do need to stay in the general vicinity to get vision, but I can farm my gas. I can put a little bit of pressure on, denying lings from getting into this topside ramp here, so harder for them to potentially find eco on this top side. But we're in a good spot. we haven't lost eco. We've had to salvage, but no losing eco and no real downtime on trying to find an eco spot either, because we could pretty much just almost instantly rebuild where we were. So that's great. Now, we are kind of banking on the fact that they're not sending a Ling Ball to get to us here, but because we have vision of the left side ramp on this eco, and we had vision from our Sergeant Hammer on a common avenue that they'd try to send Lings through, the only option to sneak a Ling Ball to this eco would be to send it up to like top right, then run it along the top side of the map and then get into the eco, but that's super unlikely. We saw a random Ling run in and we just make a Viking to kill that off. Sneaking a whole Ling Ball out is a different story. Someone's likely to find it, and they also kind of want to do it from Kerrigan. Trying to do it from Niedra, it's just such a long path. Kerrigan could do it, but yeah. And now we have vision on that top side. Someone's up there as well, so I'm not too concerned. This is going to have to be a salvage. I aim to get some upgrades here because I'm floating, and I could go for map control Vikings maybe, or I could go more Vikings to defend this. I don't have to have my tank here, but they do hit it in a good timing, so we have to salvage. We're going to get this DT is going to get some nice gas here, or Scion, both of them here. Great supportive help, making sure the teammates are not getting run down by Ling Balls while also getting fed themselves. So good awareness by both of those supports. So we just rebuild. Gameplay's the same. We're looking at the minimap. Right side is very dark. I could maybe try to light that up. I don't, but looking at it in hindsight, that would be a pretty good idea for me to, and we pin Kerrigan, maybe make some flying Vikings and land them on some ramps somewhere on the right side, just because it's so dark. Left side, it's beautiful. It's so lit up, so much going on over there. But lighting up the right side would be good for our team. It would be decent for us. It'd get us some gas. Yeah, it's just a good option. I don't do it, and I'm looking back at it now, and I'm like, damn, I really should have done that. That would have been a good option. But we are about to get 1-1. I'm getting ready to upgrade my tank here, but we see Niedra. What I wanted to do here before creep got too far out here was upgrade my tank, get 2 tanks out, hit this creep. Ideally, if I could push it back from getting up this ramp at all, I'd be able to siege up here and just deny creep from getting out here. But I was like 10, maybe 15 seconds too late. Such a tight timing there, where if I were just 15 seconds faster, I would have been able to deny all of this creep. Unfortunately not the case. Now we do see a Ling Ball here, great feed for us, trying to deny our tank up there, but because we just get the Arc Light out, we're able to also make the axe, farm that up, a lot of gas for us, so we just scale up our eco here. Right side's still looking super dark. It's pissing me off because I should be lighting that up. I don't think I realized at the time how dark right side was. I was kind of looking more so around the top half of the map as opposed to the whole map, just making sure I was controlling my top half. But we see Kerrigan on our tank. I get it out right. Yeah, I have to blink for it. But Sergeant Hammer has pretty good capabilities to control around the map because we can send flying Vikings out. So they don't have to walk over Lings. We just fly them over the terrain and they get there. We're going to make another Arc Light from that tank. Eco's still looking good. I expect Kerrigan to come here. We're at plus 50. We are getting gassed up, but we're also looking at maybe making another eco spot. Someone in chat saying they have 1k ping. Yeah, it's a little bit rough for the non-Chinese players, not going to lie, but you know, that's life. All right, we see Kerrigan come here. We salvage, of course. I think I eco up top right. Try to farm this with the Arc Light. We see a bit of a Ling Ball. I can maybe salvage, siege up rather to farm it. Send that flying barracks back in for some high ground vision. Either we get some farm with our hero or our allies get some farm with like the Scion. 123 damage, huge damage. Actually, I mean, I joke about it a bit, but the 123 is not meaningless if I get a few shots off. It all adds up. But we're making a factory with a reactor and a starport with a tech lab. We're going to, once the reactor's built, lift them off, swap them over. Reason for that is reactor takes such a long time to build, and while building, your tech or your eco structures are not producing income. Obviously, we want our 3,500 mineral structure to be producing income. So we float that over. We see that Overlord scout us. We're defending this area top left / top mid. Top right, we're starting to defend. We're getting a bit of vision there, or a bit of air control rather. Take out the Overlord. We can land the Vikings. I do see that. I don't see it actually. I mean, I see it watching it, but I didn't see it at the time. Those Lings down there, a bit of a patrol. Lose 2 factories, unfortunately. That does do a bit of damage to our eco there. But we're in a good spot still. Kerrigan's rotating to our team. I mean, the top half of the map is very dark now. At this point, I should maybe consider making some Hellions and sending them out. Making Hellions, making flashlights, giving them vision, and controlling the top side. It'll get us gas, which will eventually be good for us. I'm getting too greedy here, I think. Again, it's kind of on me to be the late game for our team, but I need, this is just poor adaptation to the scenario, right? Like in this situation, we're on a side of the map, Stukov goes down, where we can see it's completely dark around our top side. Kerrigan's bot side harassing our team. I should make, and now she TPs to us to make us salvage, that's fine. We still have eco top right, good gas farm here. I should be making Hellions to light up the top side, make it hard for them to figure out where eco's our top side, even though there's none currently, but then also gives our teammates areas to leave the bot side where Kerrigan was, work their way up top side, and they'd have map control from us to make their eco. And Nedra walks to us. So we're gonna have to salvage that and fuck off. Now it is, we're still good eco-wise, but we're definitely slowed down here. Looks like I'm opting to defend the low ground instead of the high ground there. I think I'm a bit worried about blast packing up. Even though I still have blink, I'm worried that maybe there's a tier 2 unit ball there. It is 16 minutes in, another death goes down. So they could have tier 2 units, which means also ranged units, which means I would prefer the high ground here, but I don't want to blast pack into a hydro ball, not be able to unsiege in time and then blink. It's unlikely, but I don't want to, you know, risk losing my hero just for that, because it's not unlikely enough where the risk is worth it, I feel. Unfortunately, we see topside Nedra walks to us. Creep is close. I think I can't even afford, creep's so close I can't really afford to do the top mid either on that high ground, so I think I have to rotate here. We're trying to get some map control now. Looks like I do go for the blast pack high ground. I think at that point I realized if they had hydras there, they would have sent them in at the same time Nedra attacked my eco, so they'd clear more eco. So that makes me feel pretty safe there's no hydras there. She's walking off creep to really prevent us from being able to use this area. He's able to swap to one of the Vikings. Kerrigan comes top right. I'm trying to get these starports down. At this point, that's me being tilted. That's bad. That's bad by me. I remember doing this, and it's like, I know Kerrigan's on top of me, and I spend my time to type instead of save my hero, because I kind of just gave up there. It's like, that's bad. And then there indeed are actually hydras there. It wasn't in a ball like I thought, but that just lost me a starport. At this point, I think this is the only time in the tournament where I'm like, I'm pissed off. I don't want to, I can't deal with this. But that's bad. I shouldn't let that tilt get to me. Unfortunately, I did though. Fortunately, it doesn't happen again, but it's like, I should play better than that, really. But yeah, there is indeed a hydra ball in there like I was worried about, but they just weren't doing it in the fashion that I thought they would. I lost so much eco there, so much downtime not being able to eco because they just kept sending their hero to me after and after. And then the snipe on a couple of factories when I tried to rebuild up there, minus 1k. Then that snipe on the starport, I really did not expect hydras to be there after they were not sent in to hit my low ground eco. Now we see hydras on this top side being sent to us, roaches as well, huge tier 2 unit ball. I don't think we can fight this, but they send it back off. They send it back off, interestingly enough. I go to salvage that. No, or am I switching it over? I'm pretty sure I went to salvage that, but because the hotkeys are fucky. No, I must have lifted it up. Otherwise, I would have just salvaged it. But yeah, now I lift it up because we can't. You know, we have to wait for this guy to go down. I didn't have to actually lift it up, funnily enough, because defense augment. But yeah, we're able to keep this area. No, I thought I misclicked there or clicked the wrong hotkey. But no, I was aware, I suppose, that I didn't need to salvage. Now, Nedra's walking to us. I do indeed need to salvage. Yeah, we don't have blast pack. They send roaches in. I'm going to have to blink down. It's looking dire. I mean, we're looking at the mini-map. It's not looking good. Another, I don't know if that's a full hammer death. I don't think so. But yeah, people are dying. Our map control is not looking good. My gas is looking great, but my minerals have dropped so much. That starport loss was a massive one. Now, I'm just going to mass factories here. We've got the room, and our team's looking ready to give up. I almost hope, yeah, but I'm willing to play it out. I'm willing to play it out if my teammates will do. If my teammates give up, so be it. But I think it's safe to say first Zerg win of the tournament. They played very well. And I did not play the best. I mean, I did quite well. And I wish I looked at the stats board after this. But after this, I thought about it a bit. I was thinking, what could I have done better there? And watching it back, I'm really glad. Like, at the time, I didn't know. And that was kind of frustrating. It's like, I don't know what I could be doing better. It feels like I've got so much eco, but I just can't be the only one with eco, you know? But looking back, I'm glad to say that's not the case. I know what I could have done better. I should have sent Flying Vikings out to control the map when it was dark in that mid game, and then slightly earlier Hellions. I had great economy, but I just did not utilize it well enough to help my team, and I was too focused on being the late game for our team. But we ended up not having a late game because I was not adapting enough to really give us a solid mid game, which I could have done. So I think even if I went and played that better, it'd be rough. The team was just so far behind, but I'm really glad seeing that I know what I could have done better now, right? I know I could have controlled the map better instead of just going for the end game.